The bartender is looking over here. It's the usual silver moon. I don't see Mao here today. What do you think about that last job with the Tsujikiri spirit?
When magic comes in, I can't handle it. If possible, I don't want to be involved in such incidents.
You shouldn't take work that you can't handle by yourself. Professionals don't rely on chance.
I still don't understand how we were saved. I don't think that was really possible with just Mao's power alone.
We were lucky. I believe that luck is also a Shadowrunner skill.
Is Mao absent today?
No, I think she's coming. What's up?
There is someone coming to offer everyone a job.
What kind of work?
The client should be here soon. Please ask them directly. Oh, that seems to be them.
I'm sorry to have kept you waiting, but I asked the bartender to introduce me.
Oh? I'm listening.
So, what is this job you want to ask of us?
My company has undertaken track maintenance work for the Tokyo subway lines. My job is to replace rails, as well as repair and inspect electrical wiring. However, recently there have been members of my team missing for several days. I would like you to investigate the cause.
Searching for missing persons or investigating the cause is not really the kind of job for me. This is not suitable work for Shadowrunners.
In such an investigation, this would be a job for the police or a detective agency with organizational strength.
Well, you're not wrong. That's a good opinion. If it were just the disappearances, I wouldn't waste your time. In fact, there are strange rumors among the workers that a monster has appeared in the subway.
It's finally getting interesting.
It's dangerous to make a judgment based on a vague rumor.
What do we do?
Please,
This person sounds like they're in trouble. Let's hear their story.
Mel, you're late.
I'm really interested in the monsters that nest in Tokyo's basement. That dream never leaves my head. I don't know if this job and the dream are connected, but... So, can you tell me the details?
Workers went missing in areas where the elimination of mutant organisms took place a few years ago. Everyone at the scene speaks in frightened voices about dangerous monsters wandering around. There are some people who quit the company, and if things are left the way they are, nobody will be able to work. Please find out the truth of this case.
I understand, but it would still be best to leave this job to the police.
Then you wouldn't have to pay our very high request fee.
I wonder if there is something else about this job as well.
It's a problem if you stay in the dark about the details.
I think you could guess it.
What do you mean?
Our company, too, is not completely clean. To be honest, I'm reluctant to get the police involved in our company.
I see. So that's why you decided to rely on Shadowrunners.
Please, don't make such a difficult face. We can accept this.
Really? Thank you very much.
After our last case, we should be a little careful.
There is something in this case. My shaman's intuition says so. This incident will provide clues to something more important.
If you can discover the cause of the missing workers, I can pay you 6,000 yen. The incidents of missing workers are concentrated and happening at one place. It's a little ways from the Ikebukuro station on the Marunouchi line. So far, 5 workers have gone missing. The newest incident happened 3 days ago. Little is known about the mutant organism incident a few years ago.
Why?
Our company undertook the work after the mutant organism incident. I was worried, but the authorities didn't give me any of the details. On the site, the workers constantly spread rumors. But the appearance of the monster has not been confirmed. And of course, I can't say that it's definitely not there. That's all I can tell you. Please contact me as soon as you learn anything. My contact information has been given to the bartender. Here. Excuse me. And thank you very much.
I'm sorry, Shiyun, if this is a very annoying request.
Tell me why. I need an explanation.
I had a dream. A very ominous dream. In a dimly lit laboratory, a man in a lab coat and an insect monster were experimenting with something.
And it's related to the next job?
I don't know, but there's something in that dream. I can't say so for sure, but...
I don't really understand this, but it's dangerous to ignore Mao's intuition.
Certainly, there's times where logic is known, but the gut feeling has to be put before words. I believe that.
Thank you, Shiyun.
Do you want to go to the site, Fox?
No. Let's collect information in advance.
That's right. We have the necessary things now.
Let's collect a little information.
That's right. Do you want to hit the info broker? Yes? Oh, Okudo-san. 3 days ago, in the Ikebukuro subway line, an incident occurred in which a track maintenance worker went missing. Do you have any information? No, I'm sorry, but I haven't heard anything. It seems that mutant organisms appeared on the subway line several years ago. Know anything about that case? Well, speaking of it, there was such news, but I can't say I know anything for sure right now. I'll look it up for you if you want. Thank you.
Let's look up information on the Matrix. Elimination of mutant organisms. A company named Gozum embarks on a full-scale reconstruction of the Tokyo subway. As a part of the reconstruction plan, a special countermeasure team has been organized for the mutant organisms that infest the route. There is no file. End of file. This is strange. Did the reconstruction plan fail and no follow-up report came out? Or did something unexpected happen and the truth was hidden?
If it isn't Mao, what happened today?
I actually had a very strange dream.
So it is, after all. In fact, I had a dream of a strange ant monster moving.
What I saw was a dream of an ant monster being born in an eerie laboratory.
Many of the shamans I know, not just us, have had similar dreams.
What on earth do you mean?
I don't even know. But I don't think this was a normal dream. Perhaps someone is trying to tell us something on a nightly basis. But I don't know who tried to tell us what.
For information on Gozum, let's ask my acquaintance.
It's been a long time, Shun-kun.
I have something to ask you.
Go ahead.
Do you know a company called Gozum?
A few years ago, it was a company that tried to rebuild the Tokyo subway line.
So you're very familiar with it.
The cancellation of the subway reconstruction project was fatal. The company went bankrupt.
It's in bankruptcy.
I don't know much about mutant organisms. It seems that data on Gozum was lost due to bankruptcy.
Should we ask Hajime? He doesn't seem to be answering.
Anyway, let's go to the site.
Two companies fought in Tokyo in 2035 AD. Not a war as a figure of speech, but a real, actual war.
Ugh, dirty. I can't stand this place. That's because cat shamans live beautifully, right?
In the middle of Tokyo, there was a flashy shootout and many people died. In the fast-changing Tokyo, that war is about to be forgotten. However, Ikebukuro is different. The scars of that war are left vividly here. The reconstruction of the city was postponed for the convenience of businesses and politicians. It became a hangout for those who had nowhere to go. And this city is still theirs. Both the companies and the police are out of reach of the city.
It's been a while since Ikebukuro, but it's still rough.
Look behind the alley over there. There are some street dwellers.
I just can't like a place like this.
Anyway, let's listen to the story.
If it's the streets, leave it to me.
Be careful. But you don't need to be told that, right?
I have something to ask you.
You're noisy. Go away.
Hey, shaved. Look at someone when they're talking to you. You won't live very long if you can't remember that.
What are you saying? Shh. There is an Anakawa group on my back. Huh? You're... No way. You're a samurai. Wait a minute. I wasn't talking in bad faith. Give me a break.
A worker is missing on the subway track around here. What do you know?
I don't really know anything, it's true.
And what about the rumors of a monster?
A monster? No, I've never heard of it. Speaking of it though, 3 or 4 years ago, there was a fuss about getting rid of mutant organisms.
That's it. Please, tell me the details.
Some company came to say that they were rebuilding the subway. It seems that a monster appeared as soon as reconstruction work started. The company brought in an army to try to get rid of the monsters. It was hard at that time. Army cars were parked everywhere. It was like during wartime. Just because we were in the way, they'd drive us away.
What happened to the monster?
It's always the same when these things happen. They don't tell us anything. After they pulled it all together, it became quiet and it felt like a lie. Did they really get rid of it?
Has anything else changed?
By the way, recently, noisy people are going in and out of the underground.
What kind of guys?
Guys like you, with your weapons and armor, they all seem dangerous.
Could it be other Shadowrunners?
That's all I know. Please don't harm me. I don't know anything else.
So this is all I'm going to be able to hear?
Would you like to head underground?
Graffiti on the wall. For me, it's a familiar kind of art.
Alright. It's not that bad here.
Everyone, be careful.
We're on the premises of Ikebukuro Station. The last train is over, and there are only a few station staff and us at the platform. By the way, the client contacted the staff 3 days ago, so we were able to get down here without any problems. I wish other clients were so careful.
It looks like we're all prepared, but if anything goes wrong, I'll be leaving it to you. Please look. There's a hole in the wall.
It's a pretty big hole. I think people can pass through.
Let's go in.
Be careful, we don't know what's going on.
What's wrong now?
I'm sorry. This was in my dream. I wonder if there's a research institute here. Ugh! What is this?
It looks like a dead insect, but...
There's no such thing as an insect that big.
In the natural world?
It's about the same size as a human.
Is this the true identity of the monster?
It's just a guess for now. Let's move on.
Don't let your guard down, this may be a very troublesome situation. Stop!
Someone is being attacked by a monster.
That's an orc.
What's happening with insects standing on two legs?
What should we do?
I'll help you.
You will? Thank you for helping them.
What do you mean, D-Head?
Good grief.
The battle is over. I think there are some people who are injured. And those orcs still look murderous.
I'll just say thank you. I don't want you to start thinking that we're friendly.
Such a rude thank you.
I don't know who you are. You best get out of here.
What are you guys doing here?
It has nothing to do with you. If you don't leave right away, you'll be in for pain.
I'm not feeling motivated here, but if you get me motivated, then I'll be your opponent.
Wait, Rakuto.
We aren't enemies. Around this area, human workers are missing. We're looking for them. Do you guys know anything?
I don't know.
What exactly was that monster before?
It got away.
It's dangerous to press the orcs for any longer.
I still don't understand the story.
Then what do we do?
Let's chase after the monster that escaped. I wonder if it's related to that missing worker.
Let's go into this side hole.
I can hear strange sounds.
Look back there. Who is that?
Who is it?
Another Shadowrunner?
No, it looks like a mercenary. What on earth are they doing in such a place? Hey, you guys! What are you doing?
What are these guys?
I've never heard of an ant-shaped critter.
Is that big thing at your feet an egg of those creatures?
This egg is what my dream was about.
It looks like an ant's egg, doesn't it?
Look, I found something on these guys.
Ampules and an injection device. What on earth are these for?
What are we gonna do now?
This looks like a dead end. We have no choice but to turn back.
You guys, I thought I told you to go home.
We also have a situation. As I said earlier, I'm looking for a missing subway walker. We won't bother you, so don't bother us. What happened? Do you know about the walkers?
We found one, seriously injured. He's resting right now.
And the others? 5 people are missing.
I wouldn't know about them. We only found the one.
What is that ant monster?
It's an old creature here underground. But originally, it wasn't that big, and it wasn't that violent. I won't say anymore. You guys go back to your world. This down here is our world.
But I have to take the workers home.
Whenever their wounds heal, we'll return them to your world. Don't worry.
Here, let us head up at once.
Why though?
A new player yet lurks behind the barricade. It's not a good idea to push things.
Let's start again.
There seems to be no choice but to do so. Back at the Silver Moon. I have a difficult face.
Certainly, there was a monster underground. But are those monsters really the culprits in the missing persons case?
Mysterious monsters, mercenaries, orcs, and Shadowrunners. I'm sure something is happening over there.
The underground orcs helped the workers. Aren't they allies?
I don't know if that checks out.
Who are those orcs? I don't think they're just squatters.
Don't worry about that.
Those mercenaries. I wonder what they were doing over there.
What do we do about the dubious ampules?
Behind the scenes of all this, it seems Mao's intuition was right. Something big is hidden in this incident.
Hey, it's become an interesting job after all.
Let's look up the information again.
That's right. Do you want to hit up the info broker? Okudo-san, how goes your job with the subway incident? The search for the missing workers has become strange. I met a group of orcs. It's just my intuition, but I don't think they're mere squatters. The atmosphere there is different. Did you learn anything? Well, I didn't believe it until now, but there are some rumors. That there are many orcs living underneath Tokyo to escape the blockade. Well, it's just a rumor. What about monsters? I'm sorry, no information. In addition to the orcs, I also found mercenaries underground. Have you heard anything about Shadowrunners other than ourselves in the subway? There are strange rumors flowing between Shadowrunners in Ikebukuro. What kind of rumor? There's a man who worships insects as if they were gods. He's hiring Shadowrunners and mercenaries. I don't know what they're up to. If it isn't Mao, what's happening today?
That dream was true after all.
After all, it is.
I saw an ant monster in the basement of Ikebukuro.
I haven't had the dream since we last spoke. What happened to the person that was projecting it, I wonder?
It's up to me to look. By the way, have you heard of giant ant monsters?
Unfortunately, that is something even I don't know.
Let's check with my acquaintance.
How are you doing, Shion-kun? The other day, I inquired about Gozum. I was able to get some of the leaked data.
Really?
A former Gozum employee currently works for our company. I don't know how useful it will be, but I'll transfer the data to you. Feel free to use it for a few days.
Oh, thank you.
According to the former employee, one of the researchers was engaged in the elimination of mutant organisms. It seems that he has disappeared due to an abnormality in his mind. That's about all I could find.
Another thing is mercenaries and Shadowrunners have been active in Ikebukuro. Do you know anything?
Ikebukuro is a city left behind by the redevelopment of Tokyo. That's why companies aren't paying too much attention to it. Probably not a company driving the runners there, but I can't say for sure.
There are no customers other than us. I have a difficult face.
Anyway, let's look up more information.
How are you feeling, Rakudo-kun? Doctor, check out this ampule. Rakudo-kun, this is a drug that induces mutations. Developed in March to study the principles of goblinization. Where did you get this? Sorry, it'd be a violation of the rules to tell you. That's alright. I was just curious. It seems that there are rumors that there is a hidden village of orcs in Tokyo's underground.
Then those orcs.
It's just a rumor, not confirmed. Another man who worships insects as a god. Then there's the story of runners and mercenaries in Ikebukuro.
Do you know anything?
There are shamans who use insect totems. But the spirits of insects have a bad effect on humans. In some cases, it can even affect the body.
I got a map of the underground line. Looking at this, it seems that there would be a monster's nest on this side of the hole, for example. The back that the orc protected is an ordinary railroad track. There's nothing particularly suspicious.
What about mercenaries?
There was no information about that. It's probably not a corporate case.
Let's head underground again.
That's right.
The only way to resolve the case is to do so.
Let's help the protected walkers in the village of orcs. Everyone please lend me a hand. Let's go.
I'm prepared, but if something goes wrong, I'll leave it to you.
There is no one here.
There's traces of a new battle.
It looks like we can get to the back.
Let's go. Look! That orc is being attacked by a monster.
What do we do?
I'll help you.
You helped me. Thank you for saving my life.
Can I meet the walker you're protecting?
I wonder if they're in your village.
It's alright. We aren't enemies. Now, in this underground, something important is happening. We just want to find out the cause. Please?
Okay. I'll take you to our village.
It's a simple hut, but it's a little cleaner than the streets. On the bed, one man seems to be lying down.
Why are you in this underground world?
Japanese government policy quarantined all Tokyo metavariants 11 years ago. Are you living down here to escape the government's eye?
That's right. A village hidden away since the Night of Rage in 2039. Fearful humans have begun to hunt us metahumans.
A tragedy caused by the weakness of the human mind.
It was that abominable night that I was separated from him.
After this, the Japanese government created that blockade in the name of protecting us metahumans from the riots. Then tried to force us into there. But we didn't obey the government. We're all living beings. We don't want to live like that while being constantly monitored. We found this great cavity and built tomorrow while escaping from the government's pursuit.
If that's the case, it'd explain why you can't find it so easily.
But recently, more and more of our peers have returned above ground. Young orcs can't stand the quiet lives here. I wonder if this village will eventually disappear. You guys are our guests. Please rest as much as you like.
Are you okay?
I am now, thanks to the orcs.
What happened to the other workers?
When track maintenance work was done along this rail, I found a hole leading to an abandoned railway section. There were traces of people coming and going, so I decided to investigate. Then mercenaries suddenly appeared and attacked me. I don't know what happened to my friends. I ran away selfishly. After that, when I got lost wandering in the underpass, I was attacked by these ant monsters. I thought I was as good as dead, but the orcs helped me at the last minute.
Take him, and don't come back to the underground.
Thank you for saving him.
Then, maybe our village isn't useless.
I'm also a metahuman. I understand your position.
By the way, are there no trolls in this village?
No, it's just orcs. Why do you ask?
I'm sorry, no reason. He's not here. It's just a coincidence.
I was guided by the cat. I saw those monsters in my dreams. I feel like someone is asking for help.
I don't know about magic. You or you may or may not be able to answer.
Shirawi?
He is our great leader, an orc shaman.
I wonder if I could meet that person. I would love to hear from him.
I think it'll be okay. But only the cat shaman can go.
Is it okay to be alone?
worry. I'll meet Shirawi, and maybe we can understand the meaning of the dreams. It's the same kind of hut as the other one. I feel an aura of strong magical power.
You are the only one who has come this far in response to my call.
Then, that dream is a message after all? Who are you?
Before that, tell me one thing. You have met a great spirit. I can see that the traces from where he touched you remain.
Great spirit? The voice that helped when we were attacked by that crazy Tsujigiri?
Yes, I communicate often with that great spirit. He helps us with our needs. It is only by him that this village has never been found by the humans. But recently, I cannot hear his voice. This is the first time something like this has happened. This decline of his power is also a decline in mine. That is why the evil insect spirits were allowed in the vicinity of the village for a day.
Then what is that ant monster that came out in the dream?
It's the damn work of a man who worships the spirits of insects. He uses scientific techniques to distort the way living things should be. I have no power to defeat him, Catled. So I gambled. I sought help from the shamans of the earth above in the form of a dream. And of course, the danger of our existence becoming known to the inhabitants of that earth each night. Rather than succumb to those who worship evil insects, I wanted to believe in the comrades who are guided by nature. Now, let me hear the answer of you who is guided by the cat, whether or not to make the spirits of living insects your enemy.
Who is guided by the great spirits? Let us fight insects with the guidance of the cat.
Everything is as guided by the spirits.
What should I tell everyone? Rokudo aside, Shion and D had They won't work without a reward. Hey, everyone. I met with Shirawi.
Did you accept it?
There's an insect shaman near this village. It seems they're distorting the monster's habits.
That's right. It was a quiet creature, and now it attacks our village. Many have been injured or killed.
What's the reward for the work?
This is not a job. I just followed the guidance of the cat.
So, we'd be offering our services for free?
Got it.
If it's okay with Shion, I'll do it. As long as I have a good enemy, I won't complain.
If you're a professional runner, you shouldn't do work without a reward. That's why I'm willing to take this job from Mao for 10 yuan. It's a job, so there needs to be a reward after all.
Shion?
Then it's settled. Let's all go together.
Let's go to the back of the abandoned railway line. It's a big cavity.
Be careful, someone is there.
Wait, listen to us.
What will you do?
Okay, let's listen to their story. Hey, what were you doing? I would like you to tell me everything you know. Who are your employers?
He was a scientist. I don't know his name.
What is his purpose?
I don't know for sure, but it seems he's doing research on monsters. I found it when I was cleaning out the basement a few years ago. He was keeping an eye on the monsters.
Where is the scientist?
It seems that they are trying to make a biological weapon. In the back of the underground shopping mall, a laboratory is being created. So, to improve and test the monster's abilities, he attacked the village of the orcs.
What is your role?
Getting the monster's eggs and eliminating intruders.
What should we do about these guys? Get lost.
We're saved. After all, you are a Shadowrunner.
To thank you, take this.
The sound of this transmitter slows down the monsters.
More recently, they've become accustomed to the sound, so it doesn't work completely. When you meet them, press the blue button. On the contrary, the red button excites them. Never press it.
Well then, I'm praying you have a good fight.
It's the same place from my dreams. This person is the man who was studying and fascinated by the insects. Stop this!
Who are you? Are you willing to get in my way? Do you not understand the sublimeness of this experiment? insects can adapt to any environment. Because they are better than humans. If you add the human gene to an insect, the true ruler of the earth will be born. And I am the true creator who creates that creature.
It's no good. He's completely insane.
Fascinated by the spirits of the insects.
Do you think you can just do what you want? I'll crush you.
There is still a critter egg left.
What should we do?
Well, let's take the egg somewhere and sell it. It should have a pretty good price.
But is that okay? If someone thinks of misusing the egg,
There's no sin simply in the egg existing. The bad was in how it was used.
The egg was created by the stupid human ego. But isn't it also an act of ego to break it, just because we think it's inconvenient?
After all, humans are a mess of ego, but we have to take responsibility for any consequences. Let's go.
Thanks to you, this village was saved.
I'm really glad.
You can't afford to be hidden in this village forever. You've survived this incident, but they'll eventually find you.
I am fully aware of that. Eventually, we will have to abandon this village and go out into the world. One day. But it is not time yet.
The blockade may one day be abolished, but it would only be in form. The relationship between humans and metahumans may not change by the time you come above ground.
Thank you again, those who are guided by the cat. And farewell. I have to enter a deep-eyed sleep.
Why? Even though the evil spirits of insects have gone away?
I feel the willingness to do great harm about to enter this city. I heard the voice of the Great Spirit, but the voice was cut off, and I have to sharpen my heart's ears and listen. Farewell, ones of the outside world.
Don't say goodbye. I feel like we can meet again.
It's a happy atmosphere.
Thank you. This will bring our work back to normal. Then, here's the promised reward.
An orc shaman I met under the guidance of a dream. What he said was the will to do harm is coming to this city. What on earth is it? When the time comes, will my dreams call to me again? Everything is guided by the spirit. That oak's words suddenly crossed my head.
The appearance of rivals. From the points above, special missions arise in the execution of this plan. Therefore, in those missions, propose the selection of teams with the right abilities. The special missions of this plan must be carried out in a variety of difficult situations. Therefore, conduct a test to confirm the ability of the team. There are 2 candidate teams based on the performance of the last year.
As an elf, I've only been in contact with humans for a short time. But in that short fellowship, there is one thing that is clear. Humans think that they are the best race. I'm tired of that proud feeling. However, it also brought me an irreplaceable possession: my companions. They're human beings. For me to understand them, I think we will still need some time. I said it will still take some time to understand them.
What happened? You're so enthusiastically typing away.
Nope, it's nothing.